OMG. Hey, members. Look, just when you think this person has no more gifts to give, I will say she alone defies all laws of physics. Because she can take a lemon, a dried lemon, squeeze it, and get more lemon juice. You know who I'm talking about. Ah, aha, aha, AH, Amber Heard. She's the gift that keeps on giving. Okay, I've said enough. Let's get into it. This woman, she is a manipulator to the third power. But she can teach Satan some a thing or two. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look, I have to have this background. I need the bricks to support me because it's going to get real interesting in this video. OMG. The lawsuits still continue. Not Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp just wants his scratch. Give me my money. Give me my 10.33 something odd $1 million. Give me my cash, Amber. Give me my cash. Well, you have New York Marines and the General Insurance Company. Now, the interesting part, and this right here, um, you really got to pay attention to this because law is very specific. Small things can mean big things. Now, Marine's insurance company insured Amber. Also, she took out another insurance claim or got additional insurance for general insurance in California. But however, with them, no malice. She was liable with malice. They don't pay for that. So these two companies are fighting back and forth. Who's liable? No, you got to pay the attorneys. You got to pay the attorney. They're duking it back and forth. Now, okay, keep in mind. Now, without malice, um, but the New York Marines, you got to get into it a little bit because there wasn't much on. I don't think that they're going to pay for liability. It didn't say it, but if I were an insurance company and I insured someone who was being sued for defamation, I personally, and I know you, would not want to pay out millions of dollars and you pay they acted with malice. No one's going to pay for that. I know I wouldn't. I know you wouldn't. And the general insurance company is not paying for it. However, the New York Marine, the general insurance is trying to put them on a hook to pay Johnny Depp. Yes. Now, I found a couple of articles because I want to make sure I speak factually. Now, let me go back. Let's go back so that we can get a full understanding. Let's go back to July 10th after when she got that sued and Johnny won. Johnny. Okay, I'm so silly. My coffee. I haven't had this. I'm in a PM. So it's about what 9:13 p.m. I haven't had coffee all day, but I want to make sure that my members got a video, and I'm getting a little bit wound up. My things on that. All right. Now, Amber Heard's insurers is suing the actress in Los Angeles, alleging that the federal court that the actress policy does not cover the 8.3 million in losses and loses the ex-husband and she loses the ex-husband Johnny Depp won against her in their highly publicized defamation trial, according to court documents obtained Sunday, whom the insurers say she lives in the Los Angeles area had to pay 1 million liable policy with the New York Marines and the General Insurer Company. Policy does not cover willful misconduct, which is exactly what the jury in the defamation case found that she was liable for. Now, keep in mind that they were talking about the Marines and the General Insurance Company and the policy. They were talking about one, not the policies, because they were talking about two companies. And now they're coming after Amber. Amber don't have any money, but let me not jump the gun. Now the insurance company says that the jury found defamation Heard committed against the Pirates of the Caribbean star was both willful and malicious. Ooh, that woman. The previous coverage, a Johnny Depp verdict, Amber Heard must pay over $10 million and Depp must pay $2 million. Now, the interesting part was that Amber wanted him to pay her first. Interesting, huh? Depp sued Heard for defamation in Virginia. Now, Virginia is a southern state. We all know that, beyond the Mason-Dixon line. However, Virginia is a commonwealth, and Virginia doesn't play that. When you owe money, you better pay, and if you don't pay, they start seizing your assets. They don't care who you are. They will take you down to a trailer next to a pond, a little puddle next to a bunch of mosquitoes and fleas. Yes, Virginia will do that to you. Okay, the Washington Post in 2018 that alleged abuse against her from an unnamed partner. The live stream trial lasted 6 weeks, with the jury unanimously decided that Depp was defamed by the 36-year-old Aquaman actress. Now, laid the foundation about the insurance companies. Now, the New York Marine is asking a federal judge to order that the insurer be absolved of any duty to pay for Heard's defense in a defamation case, that is not to be required to pay for the multi-million-dollar judgment Depp won against Heard, and that it does not have to pay any cost of the ongoing litigation associated with the appeal. So the Marines are like, oh no, 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 no. Now keep in mind, earlier I said that the General Insurance Company does not pay for a liable, willful misconduct or willful malicious conduct. Now, I didn't quite say or shed light too much on the Marines. So the Marines already jumped to the case, already jumped ahead, saying, okay, we're not paying for this. Now, the papers filed Friday, Heard's attorneys are asking for the mistrial in Depp's case based on the claims on juror misconduct. Now, remember when Elaine Hofstad, I can't remember her name, Bursted. She said that the jury was tainted because of Johnny Depp's celebrity, and all the fans out there were his fans screaming for him, saying that they loved him and all this other stuff, and that the jury was, what did she say? That they were tainted against her client. Well, many would have a problem with that. Most definitely. All right, let's go to the next article. And this right here, I'm sorry, the first article was from Fox 11. Who knew? Now, the next one is from Law and Crime. And this, actually, I have, let me do this one. Now, this one is last month, September 15th. So, heard from Cinema Blend. Now, Amber Heard is facing a brand new lawsuit after the verdict in her defamation suit against Johnny Depp. Oh, now, the drama surrounding the aftermath of Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's defamation case has arguably become even more complex than the 6-week trial itself at this point. Since the jury delivered its verdict in early June, further developments have cropped into both stars. When it comes to Heard, she and her team are currently navigating how she's going to pay millions of dollars that Depp was awarded in the court while also seeking ways to appeal and even have a mistrial declared. On top of that, it would seem that the actress is now facing a brand new lawsuit from an insurance company. Guess which insurance company it is? New York Marines and General Insurance Company is the entity that is suing Amber Heard. Now, both are. The previous article, it was only New York Marines. And now you have the General Insurance Company because they were battling it out. Like, no, you pay, you pay, you pay, you pay, just so. Um, Now, the organization which insured Amber Heard in July 2018 to July 2019 filed a suit against her or Heard this past Friday in California and did so in with hopes of accomplishing three things. First thing is to absolve itself from paying for the star's defense. They don't want to pay for the lawyers in her defamation case of Johnny Depp. The group also filed so that it would not be required to pay the money that Heard owes to her ex husband, according to the verdict. And lastly, hoping to avoid picking up the tab for any further litigation expenses connected to the appeal. So they're like trying to get rid of this whole thing altogether. So they're saying, okay, she did all this. She did it with malice. So we don't need to pay her. We don't need to pay the lawyers. And we don't need to pick up anything else coming out of this. Now, this right here is coming from both insurance companies that were battling against each other. Now they said, okay, let's go ahead and look at her. Let's throw this bomb on her. Now, the suit claims Let me see. Now, the suit claims that during the aforementioned period of time, the Aquaman actress has occurred or covered by the insurance company policy valued at $1 million. Per California law or insurance law, an insurer can indeed be held liable due to negligence on the party's part. However, the New York Marine argues that an insurer is not liable for losses or for a loss caused by a willful act for the insured. In other words, because a jury ruled that the starlet acted with malice, the company believes it should not have to compensate her. In filing, also note that the New York Marine accepted the Cameron McAvoy law firm as her defense in October 2019. Oh man, okay. Oh man, it's that was a big explosion right there because um the general insurance company is saying, look, this is not our issue. This is the other company's issue. The New York Marines, they found the lawyers for Amber Heard, and we should not be liable for what they did. They found the insurance, the lawyers. They're paying for them, and they need to pay well because we have nothing to do with it because we don't deal with anything malice. We don't want anything to do with this. That's it. Now, let me see. And yet, it did not approve when the firm withdrew from the case in November 2020, allegedly at the behest of the actress herself or her legal team. Due to the charges, the insurer does not believe that it should have to shell out cash for legal fees. Interesting, interesting, interesting. So either Amber Heard got rid of the firm that they thought that she should have. It's like, no, we're going to go with this one. Okay, now it gets better. Now, the lawsuit reportedly notes that the New York Marine insured Amber Heard during the key portion of the defamation case. It was during that period of time when she published a 2018 Washington Post op-ed at the center of the legal conflict. Said time frame also encompasses March 2019, which is said that Johnny Depp formally filed the defamation suit against his former spouse. However, the case, Johnny Depp was awarded a compensatory 10 million and 5 million in punitive damages. His ex, on the other hand, was awarded $2 million and in her $100 million countersuit for some damages of punitive damages has been reduced uh, has been reduced, and Amber Heard is now required to pay 8.3 million, which is her team to say is unable to pay. Interesting. So let me see. Now let's go to the next article. I mean, I'm this right here is just really interesting because it seems like after the trial, everything is just beginning because you had the trial. It wasn't over because you still had the appeals. So she was trying to keep from paying and to be able to overturn the verdict was unsuccessful. Now this came out. today. Law and crime. Okay, Amber Heard lawyers say battle between her insurance is prejudicial and her appeal of a 10 million verdict for Johnny Depp. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Just when you think this woman can't give anymore, she manages. Mm. All right. Amber Heard's lawyers are trying to halt depositions in a civil dispute between two insurance companies fighting over the financial liability for the 10 million she owes Johnny Depp. A new filing on Monday says Amber Heard's lawyers don't want the case to proceed while she's appealing the $10 million verdict that a jury in June ordered her to pay Depp for defamation, saying the continued prosecution of these actions is prejudicial and to Miss Heard's defense, claiming involving in the New York Marine and the General Insurance Company's duty, her the droppings which she left in Spain on the street and also in Johnny's bed. The duty. Okay. I'm never going to look at that word the same. Never. Um, to indemnify a judgment are not ripe unless and until there is a final judgment in the Depp lawsuit in the following case. In the filings said, the lawyers who include Kayla Robinson of Passage LLC, the Los Angeles say Heard wasn't living in the United States when the New York Marines sued her, and she still isn't. Therefore, the court lacks jurisdiction. Ooh, that's why she sold her house. Oh, so she's like, I'm homeless. I don't live anywhere because I don't have a residency in New York. I don't have a residency in LA. How I'm homeless? So how are you going to prove jurisdiction? Oh my goodness. I don't know how this is going to work for her. Hers new lawyer says they may move for protective order to thwart the depositions that the New York Marine lawyers want to conduct with the lawyers who represented Heard in Depp's lawsuit and with the countersuit. Interesting. They also want a hearing scheduled on November 3rd to be rescheduled to December 1st or another date convenient for the court. The U.S. District Judge George H. Wu in Los Angeles appeared to reiterate the November 3rd hearing by notifying counsel they can appear for it by telephone, or he later rescheduled it to November 21st after granting Heard's request for additional time to respond to the complaint. Yeah, she's not even in the country because she's over in Spain dropping a deuce just or a duty. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Amber is that gift that keeps on giving. And just when she's trying to wiggle out and she gets a little space, they come back and grab her again. She can fight. She can fight this for years. She's better off just saying, okay, let me get this done and over with. But no, I just don't see Amber doing it. I see Amber trying to find ways to keep from paying. And as she's doing that, she's accruing all of this debt. It's going to come to an end. You know, okay. Now, the New York Marine lawyers, meanwhile, are questioning whether Heard truly wasn't in the United States, wasn't a United States resident when they sued her, saying they were they have received no evidence showing so. They also want her scheduled deposition to be delayed, saying that Heard's lawyers didn't mention the jurisdiction question when question they now are raising when the deposition was rescheduled. Oh, so the lawyers are like, okay, we're trying to help you, Amber, because you're ignorant as all outdoors, and we're trying to help you, but we got to be honest. So we don't know. So, according to the New York Marine, believes it is appropriate for the deposition scheduled in mid-November to proceed and currently scheduled according to the scheduling report filed on Monday by the lawyers for Heard, the New York Marine and Travelers Commercial and Travelers. Okay, this is a new insurance company that popped in. The Travelers Commercial Insurance Company. I had that insurance. Who knew that you can have car insurance and regular insurance and they can pay for your court for whatever dumb legal stuff you get into? But that's good to know. Lawyers for Travelers don't oppose Heard's stay request, but the New York Marines lawyers want to proceed with it. So it seems like the Traveler is trying to help her, and the New York Marines is like, look, I'm sick of this heifer. I'm sick of her. It has been way too long. Oh my goodness. Okay, with let's see. But the New York lawyers, okay, I already read that according to the company's duties to defend Heard, saying it's fine to do so because of the existing judgment. That's because the New York Marines is seeking a court order declaring that it does not have to pay Heard's judgment, which will be relevant if the judgment is affirmed or otherwise not disturbed um disturbed on appeal. The first lawsuit was initiated by travelers against the New York Marines, which in part is a pro-site special group. Both are insurers, which represented Heard. The travelers is um, is accusing the New York Marines of trying to shrink its responsibility to reimburse travelers for half of the attorney's fees, costs, and expenses of defending their mutual insured in a depth case, which left travelers bearing an unequitable portion of the defense. Now, here's the interesting thing. What happened to the general insurance company? I have no idea what happened. It's like that must have been resolved or picked up by Travelers Insurance. And now Travelers Insurance is trying to help Amber when New York Marines are like, look, you can help her all you want, but we don't want to pay anything because we've been dealing with this heifer since 2018. And it has been 5 years. You can have her. That's what it sounds like to me. So, the New York Marines has also filed a counterclaim that argues it doesn't owe travelers anything because the lawyer the New York Marines wanted Heard to use in the case. Cameron McElroy stopped representing her in November 2020 and wasn't involved in the trial. The New York Marines complained, says the lawyers retained by Heard were funded were found by travelers refused to cooperate with Cameron McElroy Evoy and deliberately obstructed and prevented Cameron McElroy actively involvement in the defense of the insured. Well, if that's right there is the case, then the travelers need to pay because their lawyers acted shady and did not want to help at all. Well, not help, but they're like, no, we got this. We got Amber. We have Elaine. Elaine can do it. And Elaine lost. So I agree. The New York Marines shouldn't have to pay at all because travelers jumped in it. Their lawyer, they're like, no, well, we'll defend you. We want this firm. So then they ought to pay. Travelers ought to pay. Their nose in it. I don't know, Amber. All that craziness around you. 3 insurance companies, and one is still trying to defend you. They're going to find about. They're going to find out about you real soon. The lawyers for travelers called the New York Marines allegations provocative and its theories aggressive. And when asking Wu to consolidate the cases, warning that the legal issues in both cases will be fact intensive and prosite, has scheduled the court to try it twice. In 2000, what is this? In 2007, George W. Bush appointed Wu agreed to consolidate the cases for the pretrial purposes in October 12th. Oh, can I get my hands on this? Let me see if I can get it. OMG. I got it. I got it. The Central District of California Western Division, Travelers Commercial Insurance Company, Connecticut Corporation versus the the New York Marines and General Insurance Company of Delaware. Okay, the General Insurance is also in there too. Joint scheduling report. Oh, we're going to stay on this. I am going to look at this. I'm going to do another members only so we can get down into it to see exactly what is the what on this. So, tell me what you think. If you want me to go deeper in this, please let me know, members. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you did. Because whether if I'm talking about court cases, like Johnny Depp or Marilyn Manson, whether if I talk about big girls, big guys and their delusions of grandeur, of it being okay for being big and everybody gotta go according to it, or whether I'm talking about celebrity mess, Amber Heard destroyed her life. Whether it doesn't matter what I'm talking about, but I want to thank you because you could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. Time is something that you'll never get back. You can get back something from your cousin that owes you money and taking their time giving it back, but please help continue supporting me. Keep on subscribing. I'm past 1,000. I am so grateful. Continue to help me to grow to get to the next level. Time is something that you never get back, and I hope that my videos were worth your time. I want to thank you for stopping by.